So, I was just doing a little, playing on the server, having some fun, and I was, going around doing my maintenance around the base. Came over here to see how much wool I'd gotten from my automatic wool farm, and it was quite a lot. So I was like, oh, I should make an item filter for that. And then I did it, and then I realized I hadn't recorded any of it because I'm still new at this. So, I built an item filter. I had already built the farm, obviously. I'll show you in fly mode here. It's a pretty standard sheep farm. I didn't look up a tutorial for any of this because it's pretty simple, at least from my perspective. You have a dispenser with shears, and there's an observer underneath the dispenser pointing at that grass block. It detects when the sheep eats the grass and regrows its wool, and then activates the dispenser, which shears the sheep. And there's about 1 million spare shears in here, which I kind of went overboard on, but we have an iron farm, so who cares? Anyway, today I built this item filter. I had this item filter. I built this side first. This is just black and gray wool because of how I've dyed the sheep. It's again, a pretty standard design, just your usual item filter. We've got the filters set up in here. There's plenty of tutorials on these out there. So literally just Google any like item sorter or item filter tutorial and you'll probably find this. But I have this set up to sort out my grays and blacks. That's why I have this hopper line here to take the grays and the blacks from this side over there, because that's how I ended up building it. But this side I have... Oh, why is that there? Did this break again? This better not have broken. No, it looks okay. Okay, cool. Not broken. Anyway, we have the white wool and we have the brown wool on this side. I used some of the white to build the thing, so there's a bit less of that. But yeah, that's what I did. And spare shears in here, crafting bench. Might end up expanding this at some point, we'll see. But yeah, that is the item filters that I have built. To think of it, there's actually a lot of different just like little maintenance type things I have to do around here. Like for example, I've got my melon farm here, which I can't expand the storage on this because below this is empty cave that John dug out. So I have to come in here, grab all the melon slices, manually craft them up into melons, and then stick them in the actual storage fairly frequently whenever I or anyone else is online. And the pumpkin farm does not need nearly as much maintenance because I cleverly built it slightly higher up. But occasionally I come in and dump all the pumpkins in here, so we've ended up with quite a lot. What else? What else? Sometimes I come out here and farm. It's not really maintenance, though. Oh, I know exactly what I can show you. So down here in the basement of my cathedral that is so close to being finished, it's been perpetually unfinished for a while, we have the super smelter and the fuel maker from the kelp farm. I have the kelp farm up in the cathedral proper. I have to come down here once in a while, craft up the kelp blocks and feed them back into this thing. And when I manage to build up a surplus, I dump it in here into the actual super smelter. And it fills this up with fuel. So it isn't just, a wasteful perpetual motion machine. It does actually make something useful. I think there's one more maintenance task I can show you. So over here, we have the output of the iron farm, which is very loud, but for a while before I built this item filter, I had to come through here and get rid of all the poppies that would come in. But now I don't have to do that anymore, but I do still like to come through here, grab all of these, and craft them down into iron blocks fairly frequently, just because it's a habit at this point. It's kind of a soothing task. We're not called Autism HQ for nothing. So I like to come here and craft everything up and watch our stores of copious amounts of iron expand until we are the richest on the server. But yeah, okay. So now that I've shown you guys some of the, normal Minecraft things we do, I think it's time to get back to some lore. And what do you know? I got, a little message from a little birdie telling me that Delilah has responded to my offering. I haven't read this yet. All I know is that it's here. Oh, that's a lot of wither skulls. Let's see what she said. Okay, that's what I wrote to her. Mortal. Oh dear. Thank you for your generous offering. I will put good use to it. I would like to assure you I am not worried about what they think of me. They are only alive because I say so. I can easily revoke this privilege. You, however, have earned your life. Consider yourself protected from the permanency of death, mortal. Cerise has chosen well, Delilah. Well, well, that's not ominous at all, right? I, okay. Well, we got some wither roses and 12 wither skeleton skulls that I don't really know what to do with because summoning a wither on this server has lore implications. So I don't know what to do with them. But that was certainly interesting. I guess it worked. Kind of scares me, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna pretend not to be scared. But she does kind of scare me. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. See what the ramifications are for that. So a little while ago, I practically begged our admin to give me a housing quest because I had way too many villagers just kind of wandering around. I actually have a whole like just outdoor bed set up here so I can breed up villagers whenever I want. But that's not really, great to have when you're running a kingdom. So, um, the admin was like, okay, fine, here, take an informal housing quest, build 6 houses. And I was like, great, let's do it. So I have them planned out here, and I'm going to go ahead and do some building on camera. So we're going to start by collecting up some materials, and then we will get started. Okay, we have our materials. I have my templates laid out. I think I'm probably going to do one of these 2 end houses in brick, some in tuff, some in stone, maybe even wood. Not really sure what we're going to end up going with, but I'm just going to kind of figure it out as I go along. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the time lapse. So, I've got the outlines of a few houses done now, sort of just the basic shapes, the block palettes, stuff like that. It's nowhere near done. I think I kind of underestimated how big of a project this was going to be, so I'm probably going to break it up a bit throughout the episode and call it for tonight and come back in the morning. So, we will resume when it is daylight and continue working on the facades for all of these houses. And then later we will work on the details and the interior. So, we'll be back very shortly. learned a little something here today, which is don't try to build 6 buildings in a single episode, nay, in a single time lapse. I've made an error here. I tried to do 6 buildings. I haven't even finished the outside facade of 3 of them. These 2 don't have a roof. This one has no texturing. I've been playing around with different stuff this whole time, and I mean, there's something here, but it just has not gone the way that I wanted it to go. So we're gonna leave it here for today. We're gonna try again next episode. I've been working on this episode for like 2, 3 weeks. I got COVID in the middle of it, so that's not fun. But it is what it is, and I'm so done with this. Next time, I think we're going to come back to this, but we're going to try and take things a little more slowly. We're going to focus on, maybe one of these buildings and getting it done and, do the exterior, the interior, all the different parts, and just hope for the best. So that's it for today's episode. I've been just another geek. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed. Do the like thing, do the subscribe thing, all of that, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.